A major part of movies is acting. Actors are called upon by directors to embody a character and portray their emotions, their feelings, their actions, and what they are thinking. There is two types of acting: screen acting and theatrical acting. Screen acting focuses more on the minute details of the character, whereas theatrical acting is much more grandiose and meant to fill the room. In the movie Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, directed by Stanley Kubrick, a plane carrying a nuclear bomb receives signal to drop the bomb in Russia. This call comes from a lone general who believes that it is best to go to war now than wait for corruption to spread. In response, the president and his advisors, including Dr. Strangelove, gather to discuss what to do about the Russian government. All the while, the men on the plane scatter in preparation for their mission. In this film, there is both representational and presentational acting. Representational acting embodies the psychological and emotional characterization of the character. Presentational acting involves the technical craft and physical characterization of the character. Within these two types of acting, there are many types of actors. Actors lean on their training to pick what types of characters they want to portray. Sometimes they become known for being a certain type of actor because of the roles they choose. There are 4 types of film actors: persona, chameleon, against type, and non-actors. Persona actors tend to take their personality from role to role. A great example of this is Chris Hemsworth, who is known for his action-filled movies, playing the tough, strong-willed hero, like in Snow White and the Huntsman. In Dr. Strangelove, the persona actor is Sterling Hayden, who plays General Jack D. Ripper. General Ripper is the antagonistic character of the film. He is obsessed with fluoridization and getting rid of corruption, which is what he thinks the Soviets are in charge of. Sterling Hayden portrays General Ripper with a deep American accent and physically shows him as stiff. He always seems to be smoking a cigar, which is kind of intimidating. Unlike the persona actor, the chameleon actor seamlessly blends into their roles. A great example of a chameleon actor is Stanley Tucci, who has played both the psychotic George Harvey in the movie The Lovely Bones and the charismatic Caesar Flickerman in The Hunger Games. He is the type of actor who may look familiar, but you won't recognize his name. Peter Sellers portrays Group Captain Lionel Mandrake, President Merkin Muffley, and Dr. Strangelove. He portrays 3 characters so well that you can't even tell it's him. Each character has his own unique personality. Group Captain Lionel Mandrake is a British and slightly humorous character who is kind of awkward at the beginning, but towards the end becomes more confident in his actions. Sellers uses more physical characteristics to portray Captain Mandrake by speaking quickly and by giving his character a sense of urgency. President Merkin Muffley, on the other hand, is quite blunt and emotionless. Sellers purposely uses less physical characterization because his character is supposed to be straightforward. The last character Sellers portrays is Dr. Strangelove. He is a German master of weaponry who is in a wheelchair and is quite quirky when it comes to his facial mannerisms. He has a stiff body, but he's always shaking, which underlies that he has no control over his Nazi tendencies. Against-type actors are actors who have branched out from their usual roles. Most comedians who turn to dramatic roles are classified as against-type, like Robin Williams. Robin has played many characters, like Mrs. Doubtfire, where he uses his comedy skills to emphasize the character. But he has turned more towards dramatic roles in his later years, like in Dead Poets Society. In Dr. Strangelove, the against-type actor is George Scott, who plays General Buck Turgidson. Scott uses a lot of presentational acting to portray General Buck as an expressive and opinionated general. In fact, the performance that he gave was different when the camera is rolling compared to the performance he gave during practice, which is much better. That is why Stanley Kubrick decided to film him during practices at his most extreme. Lastly, there is the non-actor, who is usually known as a cameo, or someone who isn't usually an actor but appears in a movie as themselves or their personality. Lots of stars like to have cameos for extra profit, like Bill Murray in the movie Zombieland. He appeared as himself and as a survivor of the zombie apocalypse. In Dr. Strangelove, the non-actor is Slim Pickens, who was originally there to be the accent guy for Peter Sellers, who was supposed to play the character Major Kong. Major Kong is a cowboy general who fit perfectly with Slim Pickens because he was a real cowboy. Therefore, he played Major Kong. Throughout the movie, Slim portrays Major Kong using his Texan accent, wearing a cowboy hat, and in the final scene, riding a nuclear bomb like it's a bull. Overall, the outrageous acting in Dr. Strangelove put the film at number 3 on the AFI's 100 Funniest American Movies of All Time, which is in sharp contrast to the film Failsafe. Failsafe was a film produced by the same studio as Dr. Strangelove, and it came out the very same year, 1964. In fact, it even had a similar storyline, but it was filmed as a serious movie, so it was less popular. Since the public saw nuclear war as a serious impending thing, Dr. Strangelove made the topic more intellectually enlightening. Even today, the film makes its audience think, especially since nuclear war is highly plausible in recent years.